Hello everyone, happy Throwback Thursday, and the rotation leads us to a Bionicle review, and this one's on Axalara T9 from 2008. So first off with the pilot figure, Mystica version Liwa, as some can describe as, which from first glance, just about all the same as Liwa Fantoka from the winter wave of 2008, but of course a lot of minor differences. Like, not at all any Motoro claws that hold jetpacks, nor any light sword or Medak Sky Blaster, and also different feet, where instead of the Mantax, Baraki Mantax feet, instead the silver Toametri feet, obviously to fit on Axalara better, and everything else to it. And also, what's one thing different for that is how the chest plate is attached, where instead of having the chest plate or the pins attaching it onto the two upper holes, instead it's to these holes, which not sure why that is, but although some of you can just use it like that if you want to. Let's get it back on there. It's kind of hard to do there. Yeah, okay. But also, great from the back side, not at all any motor connector to him, so no need to connect Mod to him. So, and of course, so he can fit under one of Axalara's tri-arms quite as well. And of course, the half eye stock piece, which most of the sets of this year all had. And then also major difference is the mask piece. Well, although it does have some bits similar to Fantoka Lee was. Then, and of course, the main difference is this visor piece, which Mystica Pohatu in Rocco T3 also did have, where it has where it's like the previous visors, but instead has these four fins sticking out and also these odd markings on it. Then the mask by itself, kind of plain and all. Well, but also an extended mouth connector part to fit the visor onto. But although this, which makes it look almost like Liwa Nuva back in 2002, where he also kind of had the fin parts on the sides of the mask. But aside from that, kind of just Liwa Fantoka's mask, but just in a different style to fit this. And of course, this was one of the only pieces that is exclusive to this whole set. Yeah. So that's about it with Liwa there. And now on to Axalara itself. As you can see, quite large and very cool for how it is. And of course, solid color scheme of like light red and light gray and black and silver all mixed up. Although this light red was carried on into Akar of Glatorian Legends the following year. So, of course, which was the major return of that. So I think this was the actual starting return of this color. And also does have plenty of features which I'll show throughout the review. So like his front section is, so this front section, which has these two large wheel pieces and Technic gears around them, and also these two system cones onto. So this was only set of this whole wave that had system bits added into it. And then as for these top shield parts, which are kind of the same as some sets had, but in light red, and so they were exclusive to just this set. Which, if you were to get these pieces in red, which only way to get them is here, and also does have the mini wing pieces also introduced from this time. And then, like, kind of inwards of which is the Vaki Borak blade piece in there. And probably that as like extra greebling or whatever. And then also do you have these like outer panel pieces, well, like we also saw on Voltraz's Skyfighter and Rocco T3, but now in bright red, which also carried on to Scorpio XV1 in the following year for that. And also you have the little spiky pieces on there for that. And then further downwards, a little more of that, and then also Liwa Nuva's katana pieces. They're kind of a little homage to Liwa Nuva for that. All you can kind of take these off and use these on the Liwa figure of this set if you wanted, and also can like open these two up and just a large hollow space in there. So it's and there's just nothing to add into there. Although you could add some stuff in there if you wanted. And then close up like so. And then right downwards, you have a couple more Vaki blades on there, and then later on some Technic beams around. And then also to note is that this whole set does have a lot of Technic workings to it, sort of kind of harkening back to the original Bongo sets where they were co-branded Technic on them. But however, and like most Technic sets, does require a bit of focus during the build process, as to keep track on what you're doing and all. So be aware of that. But also do have another one of these little wheel pieces, but implies for a feature is if you turn this and then turn this and it makes the landing gear fold right upwards, and then turn it backwards and it comes right down again. And sorry about the squeak in it, since it's kind of an older set. And then also do have a couple of beams right downwards, so acting as a little handle for that, so you can lift it up and swoosh around. So it does have plenty good swoosh ability to it, but although kind of front heavy. But then and also above of which are these couple of Technic wheel parts of that, but they activate two different features to that, and do have some of those this odd shaped Technic gears, which also carried on to Generation 2 Bionicle sets. So for that. And also, if you remember the upper part I showed earlier, well, it's actually done by turning this one of it, where it opens, and then there's the two Medax Sky Blasters. For that, which if you're not familiar with that, you can like pull on this and launch shoots off. You can like turn this and retract it. But then as for this back section, which does have another one of those shield pieces in red as well, and then also a couple of is extra long rod and a couple bits on the sides acting as handlebars for Liwa. And then a little further down are this extra rod for Liwa's feet, and then also do have a couple of Inakaduperu's claws. It's just acting as like filling in extra empty space there. And then the back part, which are the tri-arm feature, which is various Technic bits to that, and then going to the curved bits to that, holding Marinui Matoran electro blades on there, and a couple Borak eye teeth for that. But then, however, this particular one up top of which does have a few bits going around where it's like the Fantoka Kopaka wing pieces on there, and Amatoran jetpacks on there. And also a couple of these little dome-like pieces is in black, like we also saw on Toa Ignika and Rocco T3, but in this case used as the thrust engines to it. Quite cool for that. And then quite plenty of good stuff going on in there. And then also, as for the feature that these include is if you turn on this one and they flex in and outwards. But then if look on the very back side of which another light system cone piece on there, which does just the same thing. So it's activation done in 2 spots, unlike the one in the front, which is just 1 spot. But then on some of these wheel or these side switch, does have the Dupumari's shield pieces acting as like extra armoring onto it, and also down below are the light staves on there, probably just to act as extra greebly or an extra detail or whatever. But however, everything on the other side all the same. So if you're a symmetry person, well, this is a good win for you. And now to getting Liwa on it. If you like pose him right, so you like click him on there and then stick his hands onto the red axle rods on there. And then take the feet and then just connect them onto the gray rod on there. Let's see if I can do right. There we go. Then as for the tri-arm here is that to make, always want to make sure Lee was like crouched down like this, but so it can go right over him easily. Because if he were like sitting right upwards like that, then he's just blocking it. So keep that in mind. So now for my overall verdict on this set is that I think this is a very cool set for how it is. Like, got good playability, and also so a nice exclusive variant of Liwa for that. And also do get a lot of good pieces recolored in red, mostly for like the armor paneling and the 3 Mystica shield pieces, obviously. And as for the price point that it was back in 2008 of like $80 that it was quite good for how it is. Well, maybe depending on your points of views or whatever. And also kind of lacking that there was kind of an empty space in this spot, which although that would have bumped it up an extra $10 or so, although it would have been as much fair for that, but although you can kind of add your own stuff in there if you wanted. And then as for the size that it is, like for the $80 it was, well, this is quite good for how it is. Well, so this is kind of a sign of the times where you got something large and cool for a good price, and unlike what some $80 sets nowadays would be like kind of small for that, which unlike with most Star Wars or big Star Wars sets, mainline Star Wars sets, which are oftentimes like this size and are come to be like 160, 80 kind of range for that. And this was sort of in the middle of that, or newer Technic sets as well. And of course, it was 2008. There was different standards and so on. And although it would have been nice if Liwa's weapons from the Fantoka Liwa also could have been here, or maybe a new axe piece as well, like pay homage to the very original 2001 Liwa figure. Well, maybe that would have been a little much, but yeah. But although I can still quite forgive it on how it is, but yeah. And so now, if any of you still have this set from back in the day, well, I hope you had some good memories of it. And for those of you who haven't and are still looking to get this set, I'd say definitely get it. eBay, Bricklink, Mercari, Bricks and Minifigs, whatever. And that's about it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.